In the north, people are used to cold weather. But have you ever come to think about how deadly our weather can be? Let's say I offer you a chance to win a large sum of money. I've left $1 million in a warm cottage waiting for you, and your only job is to survive a 5-mile trip to the cottage in a 40 degrees frost naked. You decide to take up the challenge. The cottage is located in the middle of the forest. It is the closest building to you and you know where it is. So you can hike there by the most direct route possible. You get out of the vehicle in the middle of the woods and you give your clothes from me to the window. Your journey begins here. Currently, your body temperature is 36.5 degrees. The cottage is 5 miles away. The journey takes 1 hour for a normal person to walk. The question is, will you survive an hour naked in a 40-degree frost? What if you just run instead of walking? After that, you would spend a much shorter time at the mercy of the cold weather. The thing is not that simple. When you are in place in the cold air, your body heat radiates around you and creates a kind of invisible protection against the cold air. The faster you run, the less protection you get. As you run, you move your body from warming the environment to the new colder air, plus running increases air resistance and frostbite. The feeling of frost from 40 turns into a feeling of 50 when you run hard, where you can spend even less time without freezing. As you run, your body certainly generates more heat than the loss of body heat caused by the air disappearing around you, but that process only begins when you are able to maintain a speed of 20 kilometers per hour throughout the journey. Only then does running gradually begin to become a better option for presence. So you're more likely to survive an hour in the 40-degree frost, staying in place, than running like crazy back and forth. So if you don't need to move on but just survive an hour naked in the frost, the best option would of course be to jump in places where your body produces more heat but you don't lose the heat shield produced by your body. However, if you do decide to run, you should be able to maintain a 4-mile Cooper pace at all times. So you can run or walk. The end result is pretty much the same as long as you progress to a leisurely pace of walking and you don't stay put. You go for a walk towards the cottages. The journey is about an hour. After 40 minutes, a 40-degree frost will cause the first damage to your exposed skin. From now on, your cells will gradually begin to die, albeit at an accelerating rate. Your fingers and feet tingle and they gradually begin to lose sensation from the tips of your fingers and toes. After 10 minutes, the feeling of your fingers and toes will finally begin to disappear all the way to the sole of the foot. Your toes normally withstand the cold of your fingertips better, but constant contact with cold ground does not correspond to everyday conditions where you have, for example, shoes on your feet but no gloves at all. After 15 minutes, every part of the body is affected. Your body temperature has dropped to 35 degrees. And already at this stage hypothermia begins to show the first symptoms, colored. Your blood begins to withdraw from your limbs towards your most important internal organs such as the heart, brain, lungs, and liver. Your heart rate becomes denser and more irregular. The risk of heart attack increases second by second. After half an hour your skin will be pale and your blood sugar will be elevated while your glucose utilization will be significantly slowed. Your breathing speeds up and the cold air starts to damage your lungs even more. You have so far stayed somewhat on schedule and the cottage with its money is waiting no more than 2.5 miles away. Your body temperature is 34 degrees. From now on, your journey will slow down. 40 minutes have passed. Your pace is just a memory even further. You have only taken 600 meters in the last 10 minutes. So the cottage is still 1,900 meters. Your movements have already slowed down to such an extent that you are unable to maintain a high enough walking pace to stay on schedule. You feel pain like you've never experienced around your body before. That feeling is unpleasant. You can't tell if you're freezing or burning your skin. Most of your skin cells are dead and you have difficulty breathing. Your body temperature is 32.5 degrees. The coordination capacity of the limbs begins to fail. Your brain suffers from confusion and you see the trouble to stay alive. Your movements will slow down further. 45 minutes have passed. You are 1.4 miles from the cottage. The damage to your lips, ears, fingers, and toes will appear dark blue instead of light blue. Your blood circulation is weak and uneven. Instead of accelerating, your heart rate starts to drop. You are at high risk of having a heart attack. After 50 minutes, your body temperature is 31.5 degrees. You struggle to stay conscious. Your progress is slow and nosy tingling is starting to ease. However, the disappearance of pain is just a kind of delusion. Your body is doing everything it can to fight severe hypotension, and you will soon feel more and more pain. You are a mile from a warm haven. Because your feeling of pain has eased for a moment, from this moment on you will be able to maintain the same speed for a small moment as it did a moment ago without falling. An hour has been passed. According to the original plan, you should already be planning by the fireplace where you will splurge your money, but the cold has solidified you in your places and your ability to exercise is beginning to disappear completely. You are only 200 meters from building. However, you are close to suffocating from your cradle if the heart attack doesn't come to your fate before the damage to your lungs is too extensive to continue with the living books. You suffer from large waves of pain covering your entire body, being just a stone's throw away from the cottage door. Your body temperature is 30 degrees. You force your body parts to move, only succeeding if you have exceptional guts. Some have lost consciousness, but let's say that you are a tougher case than average, so you can continue. You stumble for another 5 minutes towards the door. Due to severe hypothermia, you will not be able to advance 200 meters in that time. You finally shorten to the ground without being able to exercise. Your 5-kilometer journey has taken 65 minutes. You may be just meters from the door, but even if you reach the building door, you don't have enough strength or coordination ability to open the door. Your body temperature has dropped below 30 and you lost your consciousness. At this point, I will open the door one condition, that you like this video and subscribe this channel. 1,000,000, however, I keep to myself. I used probably 20 different sources to do this, and I also called a few professors of medicine and physiology on this subject. People are rarely put to tests more or less like this videos, but this 60 minutes is a commendable truth about what a fit, slightly overweight young adult would survive in these circumstances. A slight overweight will therefore help you cope with more cold, but it should not be too much that your mass will not slow down your progress too much. Thanks for stopping by to watch the end, and subscribe to the channel so you don't miss any upcoming videos.